Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm doing my SummerSlam 2025 results. It was a good show. I'm also going to try to make this very quick as possible, because I do have to. It's like 11:30 now, and I have to get up at like 7 in the morning to go to work. So I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. I literally just got home from work. Well, not just, but like almost an hour ago. But yeah. Anyway. I'm just going to jump right into it. I'm going to start off with night one. The first match of the entire SummerSlam weekend was Roman Reigns versus Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. It lasted 21 minutes and 10 seconds with Roman and Jey winning. The next match was the Women's Tag Team Championship match, the Judgment Day, which is Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Charlotte and Alexa won, and the match lasted 13 minutes and 30 seconds. The next match was Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. And if Kross won, Sami would have had to admit that Kross was right and Sami was not a good person. But Sami Zayn won. So since Sami won, Karrion had to admit that he was wrong about Sami Zayn. But yeah, Sami won, and it lasted 8 minutes and 10 seconds. The next match was Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton for the Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton won in 7 minutes and 5 seconds. And the next match was Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. It lasted 17 minutes and 10 seconds with Drew and Logan winning, which I was kind of a little bit surprised with Jelly Roll losing. Well, Jelly Roll and Randy. I thought they were going to win. So I was a little bit surprised with the outcome of that match. But whatever, it is what it is, I guess. Because I thought that Jelly Roll, because during the match he had to get almost carried to the back by the EMTs, or the medics. But he fought back, he tried his hardest, he came back and continued the rest of the match, only to lose. So, I mean, it was a good match. He did try his best, and he was actually pretty good. But I was kind of surprised with the outcome, honestly. I'm not super mad at it, but I was expecting Randy Orton and Jelly Roll to win that one. But anyway, moving on. CM Punk versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. It lasted 30 minutes and 20 seconds, with CM Punk winning and becoming the new champion. But it didn't last very long. It only lasted like 5 minutes and 10 seconds, which sucks, because he was literally robbed, but it is what it is. He'll get it back for sure. But Seth Rollins cashed in, took CM Punk's title, and the match literally lasted 10 seconds, because it was Seth's Money in the Bank cash-in match, which are usually pretty short. So, because usually most cash-ins that I've seen, they usually come out, attack the champion, and then cash in, and the match would start like their bell will ring, ding, 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 and then just pin them after attacking them. So usually the cash-in matches are usually pretty short, so 10 seconds, no surprise there. Anyway, so that's it for night one. Night two, which was August 3rd, because night one was August 2nd, Naomi versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky was the first match of that night for the Women's World Championship. It lasted 16 minutes and 20 seconds with Naomi winning. Honestly, no surprise there. The next match was the six-pack tables, ladders, and chairs match, or TLC for short, for the Tag Team Championships. It lasted 16 minutes. The Wyatt Six, which is Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy, versus Andrade and Rey Fenix, versus DIY, which is Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, versus Fraxium, which is Axiom and Nathan Frazer, Motor City Machine Guns, which is Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, and the Street Profits, or versus the Street Profits, which is Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. The Wyatt Six won, which again, honestly, no surprise there. But what a match, though. I think out of all the matches that weekend, that was probably my favorite one. I'm not being biased, because ladder matches are usually like some of my favorite. Well, ladder matches are actually one of my favorite stipulations. So like TLC matches, or just ladder matches alone, are like some of my favorite stipulations. Or one of my favorite stipulations, I should say. So I'm not being biased that it was my favorite match of the weekend, or one of them anyway. But it genuinely was one of my favorite matches of the entire weekend. It was amazing. So many crazy things happened. I mean, Candice LeRae accidentally fell through a table at the hands of her own husband, technically, and his tag team partner. It was wild. And the flips and everything, insane. I will definitely be watching that match again eventually. Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. It lasted 25 minutes and 5 seconds with Becky winning. And since Becky won, it says here Lyra can no longer challenge for the title as long as Becky is champion. The next match was the steel cage match for the United States Championship, Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu. It lasted 12 minutes and 40 seconds with Solo Sikoa winning. AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. It lasted 10 minutes and 45 seconds with Dominic Mysterio winning. And the last match of the entire weekend was John Cena versus Cody Rhodes in a street fight for the undisputed WWE Championship. It lasted 37 minutes and 45 seconds with Cody winning his title back, which I'm super happy about. I do love John Cena, and I'm glad that the old John Cena is back. But honestly, I thought his title reign was going to be a little bit longer. I'm not mad that Cody won. I'm super happy. I'm over the moon that he got his title back. But honestly, it was a little, as much as I loved the match and I loved the outcome, obviously Cody's one of my favorite wrestlers ever, so of course I'm happy that he won. But yeah, I was kind of surprised that Cody did win though. Yeah, I thought John's last title reign was going to last literally the rest of the year, like his whole retirement tour. But whatever. Like I said, I'm super happy Cody won his title back, so that's good. That's a plus side to that. Also, Brock Lesnar returned. I wasn't expecting it because usually it'll say like for big names like Brock Lesnar, they'll usually like kind of rumors will usually start to circulate about that person coming back, especially if it's a big name like him. But yeah, I was pretty surprised. I wasn't hearing anything. I mean, at the end of the show, I was expecting somebody to come out because like it's a bigger show and we just had the main event. So, and usually, because John Cena was in the ring for a few minutes, like thanking the fans, whatever. Because usually when stuff like that happens and the wrestler's in the ring after a match for a while thanking the fans, someone usually comes out, I find. So, I feel like that. So, anyway, Brock Lesnar came back. Apparently, John Cena wanted to work with Brock Lesnar one last time before he retired. So, he's back for that, I guess. So, yeah. Like I said, I loved the show. Pretty much every match was great. And I will definitely be rewatching it again at some point in the near future. But yeah, that is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more content from me. And to next week, I will be doing, actually, this is my last video until I turn, this is my last video as a 22-year-old. Because next time you see me, I will be 23 years old. Because I turn 23 next Thursday. So I'm super excited for that. So next week, I will be doing my, what I got for my 23rd birthday video. If I get anything. Because I can't like assume I'm going to get something, but yeah, usually my family usually gets me a couple little things, so if they do, I'll obviously make a video showing what I got for my 23rd birthday. But yeah, I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye guys.